ready for some great meal prep recipes? These are starch solution friendly, as always. And hey, we're switching it up. We're doing some rice dishes today. Yay for rice! I know everybody's always doing the potato stuff, and I decided to switch it up. We're going to be doing some rice dishes, so stick with us so we can get our meal prep done for this week. And I hope you enjoy these recipes. If you're enjoying my videos, don't forget, hit the subscribe button so you know that every time one of my videos goes up, you know what we're going to be eating this week, and follow along on my journey doing the starch solution and trying to get healthy doing it. And don't forget, we do have a Facebook group over on Facebook. I'll link it down below. And you can join us where we show our 50-50 plates, and we're just trying to get that going right now. So if you're looking for a support system to do the starch solution, please join us over there. And again, we're just starting to get that going, but I just want a place where people can converse with each other and a little bit easier to talk than here on YouTube. So the first thing we're going to do is I am still going to do a few potatoes this week. So I have my Instant Pot. I'm going to throw them in. Very simple though this week, guys. I'm just doing a few just to have a few to do in my air fryer. I think that's fine. I'm just going to put that aside. That was pretty simple. Again, I'm springboarding off of last week and some of the stuff that I still had left over. I actually had some mushrooms that I needed to use, and I was trying to figure out what to do with them besides just pan frying them. And I actually had some of my marinade left from my tempeh bacon, and I thought bacon mushrooms would be really good. And I also needed to throw some stuff in the oven. So I thought, let's give this a try. So I'm going to throw the mushrooms into a Ziploc bag, and we're going to marinate them while we do everything else, sort of. We're going to bake them in the oven and try to make some bacon mushrooms. I try not to waste stuff, and I do like to experiment, so they're not going to be bad. If anything, they're just... So we're going to give them a little shake. So I do have my oven preheated because we're going to make a casserole today, and I do want to make some kind of stuffed peppers because I have peppers that were left over. If you watched my last one, you know I got them on sale and I had lots. So I thought I'm going to be making some Spanish rice at my husband's request to make vegan Spanish rice because he always makes it not vegan. So mushrooms are set. We're just going to let those marinate and chill out for a little bit. For our casserole, I had some leftover rice. And it's just plain rice. Again, this is a great thing to I made some cheese sauce for this week. And again, guys, I make that pretty well every week. I'll put the insert up here. And also for the mushrooms, that goes with my brunch recipe. That just uploaded a couple of days ago. So that tempeh bacon marinade, that'll be in there. So I'll just link that up there below. It's super simple, and you can adjust it to your liking. Again, I go really light on the liquid smoke on that one. I'm very sensitive to it, but add a little extra if you want it extra smoky. Anyway, just so you know. So I always make my cheese sauce. I make a big batch of it. Because I use a lot of it for different recipes and stuff. I like it on all my vegetables and stuff. So I just thought this would be an easy, simple kind of casserole, and I tried to measure it out so that it's kind of works on as a 50-50 plate, so you don't even have to kind of worry about it too much. So let me just measure this out. Had quite a bit of rice left over. Let me just, about 2 cups, I'm going to say, of rice. We're going to stick that in our bowl. And then I kept it simple. And I just used a bag of frozen cauliflower. You could use fresh, of course. And a bag of rice cauliflower. So that's going to bulk up your non-starchy in here. And, you know, you don't even, well, I love rice cauliflower, so. And now we're going to add in our cheese sauce. And we're just going to make like this gorgeous cheesy casserole. As cheesy as you like it. Oh, that looks delicious. Now, because my cheese sauce is pretty seasoned with garlic and everything, I think that's going to be fine. You could even add another package of broccoli if you wanted to, but I think I'm going to leave that. I'm wondering if my pan is a little bit big. We'll find out. Okay, we're just going to dump it. It'll do. You could use probably a smaller pan. Depends on how thick you want it. There we go. And then I'm just going to put this in the oven for about 20-25 minutes. Just to let it bubble and get all kind of crispy on the top. You could put a crispy topping on if you wanted to do like a bread topping. You could absolutely do that. That would be perfect. I'm just trying to stay away from the breadcrumbs, and I'm trying to really stay gluten-free at the moment, so I'm not going to do that, but just throw this in the oven. You're good to go for about 20-25 minutes. You just want to warm it through and get it nice and bubbly. Now we're going to make our Spanish rice, and to do that, we're going to kind of toast our rice in our pot. So we have our pot on high. Normally you would toast it with a little bit of oil in your pot, but because we're not using oil, we're just going to kind of give it a little toast just to brown it a little bit. Once you've toasted it for a couple of minutes, you can kind of smell that it's toasted. We're going to add the rest of our ingredients in. So I'm using some no chicken bouillon. A little bit of garlic. Pinch of salt. And don't forget, guys, don't forget to be using iodized salt. We all have been using, I think, you know, sea salt and everything, and we forget that our bodies still do need iodized salt for our thyroid function. So don't forget to put a pinch in here and there. Our tomato sauce. And this is a super simple recipe. A pinch of cumin. And just a little pinch of coriander. And you're going to bring that down to a simmer. Put the lid on, and now we're just going to let that cook until the rice absorbs all of that liquid, just on low. And we're using long grain rice, so it's probably going to be about between 20 and 25 minutes, just depending on your stove and your heat. and we'll just keep checking on it, giving it a stir every like 5 minutes. We don't want it to stick to the bottom. So just keep an eye on it. It's coming together nicely. You also want to make sure that it's cooked. So it still has a little bit of cooking to go, so I'm just going to add a little bit of water. Probably needs about another 5 minutes. And I'm going to add a couple more tablespoons of tomato sauce. There we go. Let that finish up. Probably we're talking 5 minutes. The last thing I'm going to prep for this week is a nice big salad. I like to keep it in this container, and that way I can just serve it up whenever I want, and it's good to go. And I like to mix and match everything that I kind of put it in, and I obviously mix it up every week what I'm putting in. So I have romaine that I have, so I'm just going to cut my romaine up. I also have some really nice leaf lettuce, and I'm going to kind of leave the big leaf lettuce for making wraps and stuff. See, some of my hearts were kind of going. Keep that out. Put it in my salad spinner. What do you guys do when you do your lettuce? How do you clean your lettuce? Do you use a salad spinner? Do you soak it in the sink and then do towels? Leave me a comment down below. I don't know if I could live without a salad spinner. I mean, I do the towels too if I'm traveling and that's all I have, but it's so much easier with a salad spinner. So I'm just taking off some of the bigger leaves just so I could do some, tacos or sandwiches. Those aside, and I'm going to use, the bigger ones for. So I like to put some carnivorous veggies in my salad. I like to have some nice leafy greens and some hearty stuff. So my leafy greens go in. Put that in the sink. Off to the sink I go. Just going to top it off with some more water to make sure everything gets soaked. That was organic, so I'm not too worried about it. I just want to kind of revive it. It's been kind of in the fridge for a little bit. Just wipe off my board a little bit. So I have some purple cabbage. I love purple cabbage. I'm going to use the lid. Organized. Sure, it's wiped down. Not only is it beautiful, but you have to have all the colors of the rainbow. I also had a little bit of a broccoli left, so I'm just going to chop that up, throw that in too. Can go on top. I also had some regular cabbage. Again, we have a lot of cabbages and stuff just because we do a lot of tacos, and I like to make a quick coleslaw here and there. And I like to put it in my soup too. I like to have all the food groups, all the different veggie groups too. Again, chop it up whatever sizes you like. Do like to mix it up. I don't always put my tomatoes in when I'm doing my salad ahead of time because I do find that sometimes they get mushy. I do have some parsley here that needs to get used, so that's going to go in the salad. Have a cucumber. Give it a good wash. And the blue towel is actually my veggie towel, not my tea towel, by the way. My tea towels I leave on the stove or by the oven. So when I'm meal prepping, I get everything ready. I think just a carrot or two. So the carrot and the cabbage I'll probably put in my stock bags. I can make soup stock. I have a little crinkle cutter, so I'm going to crinkle cut my carrots just to make them look pretty in my salad. Because your food should be pretty. Now the key to keeping your salad fresh all week, put a paper towel in the bottom or a cloth if you want to reuse it. I kind of reuse these. I let them dry out and they're fine. You want to make sure that your lettuce is as dry as possible. That way it won't rot or start going bad quickly. So the drier it is, the better. There we go. That is one big salad. All right. Now, let's put our parsley on top. So I am going to obviously just use the... Now the stems are awesome. I would put the stems in my soup stock, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to cut off the stems. And we like to mix it up with our fresh herbs, so we're always getting dill, cilantro, and adding those to our salads, and then just changing it up, whichever ones we're putting in our salads each night, because fresh herbs, they're relatively inexpensive, but they add a lot of flavor to your salads, and they change things up. So you can have the same dressing pretty well every night, guys, but just change up your, your herbs. If you're able to grow your own. I'm horrible at growing stuff, but if you're able to grow your own, good for you. I can grow about basil, and that's about it. Okay. And now we're just going to add the rest of our stuff on. So our cabbage. Looks so good. All the colors. I just love it. Love it. How can you not be happy? How can you not be happy when you see all of these colors? Just makes me happy. Makes me happy. You're feeding your body great nutrients. Try to get all that in there. So now our salad's done. We're almost finished. Stick with me. So we're coming around the stretch. Our salad's done. Our casserole's done. Our Spanish rice is done. Our potatoes are done. The only thing we're going to left to do is our bacon mushroom. And I'm going to par cook a couple of our, our peppers, just so that they're softened. So when I stuff them with the Spanish rice to do some stuffed peppers, they're just slightly cooked so they don't take a long time in the oven to finish up cooking. That way I just have to warm them up on a weeknight, and I'm not waiting for them to cook forever and ever. So I'm just going to par cook those in the oven while I'm cooking the mushroom bacon. So we're just going to spread this out on a sheet. Smells like bacon. And you want to make sure that they're all spread out as much as possible. We want them to be able to crisp up. I'm going to leave the juice on because that's going to evaporate. We're going to let them stay in for quite a long time, almost till they become a little bit like mushroom jerky, I guess we could say. Okay. Just make sure they're spread out. There we go. We're going to put this in the oven at 400 degrees, and this one I'm going to play with. I'll leave the directions in the down below with all the other recipes that I've done today, just so you have an idea at the end how long I actually cooked them and how it all turned out. But we'll see you at the end.